I think I get what you were talking about. This is very different, but I'm very on board for this. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you with us, and I hope you enjoy this one. Also, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications because that helps me out a bunch. Hopefully that helps you out too, and you won't miss these when they go live. Now, today's reaction is a very interesting one, and I'll explain why. Early on in my reaction journey, I was asked to take a look at a band called Opeth. I knew the band name, I didn't know the music. One of the songs I saw requested was a song called Error. I did the reaction, I enjoyed the song, I put it live, and there was a big divide amongst the fans. Everyone was nice and supportive about my reaction, but most of the fans of Opeth were going, no, not that Opeth song, this one. And I couldn't understand why, but I've gathered over the last couple months all the messages I've gotten, all the comments on that original reaction. Apparently they've undergone quite a drastic change in their musical history, if you will. So that's quite exciting. I get to almost go back in time because I believe Error is more representative of the newer stuff and this is more representative of the older stuff. I've been meaning to get to the song for a long while. You guys have been asking for it. Why am I doing it now? Well, a lovely couple reached out to me, wonderful lady named Nadie, I hope I'm saying that right, and her boyfriend Marco. They're big supporters of the channel and said, please, 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 can you do this song? So I thought, yeah, might as well get around to it and do it now. Can't wait to get stuck in, can't wait to see what it's about. Opeth, Ghost of Perdition, live at Red Rocks Amphitheatre. Let's see what you got. Oh, I think I get what you were talking about. This is very different, but I'm very on board for this. This is cool. Okay, cool. Let's go back again to hear that kick in because I didn't know what I was in for. Wow. This is a different Opeth. There's so much going on there. Quite technical. His screams are so brutal. He's got such low end growls, but he's very in control of them. I can hear I can hear a lot of the phrasing. I can hear a lot of the words. You know, he's not pushing too much air out to try and get that sound. He's not having to pull the mic too close where it sort of muffles and you get all those imperfections coming through. The drummer is phenomenal. It's this weird pattern they're playing because there's this dun 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 dun, and then it goes into a tail, and that tail of the cycle is almost longer than the original piece, and then there's a delay on that tail as well. So I'm trying to follow that pattern and keep up with it, but it's awesome. One thing I will say, and I've said this about I think symphonic metal, if you will, is when you have those keys and that organ kind of sound on top of the intense guitar and vocals, it almost slightly pulls some of the edge off, which is really nice because that allows you to hear some of the other bits a bit more clearly. You still get the brutality, you still get the power, but it provides an additional layer which helps you understand what's going on more musically. Ghost of Perdition, stuck in a dress.
Devil cracked the jersey shelf and told you was the one. You walked down to the room and said you had to live before you die young.
First of all, I love that he went into some clean vocals. That's kind of what I've known of Opeth. It's the only thing I've known. So it's nice to see him kind of dip there and show that characteristic, the contrast. This drummer is just smashing this. He is killing it. He's a beast. Listening to some of the small little fluxes and accents that he's doing with his snare, a lot of his cymbal work, he's a machine. And he's actually the reason I'm able to pick up on a lot of things, because when I hear his pattern change, I start to latch onto the other bits. So that's helping a lot. Really nice melody and very well put together. I love the very dramatic organ effect. And let's just talk about this amphitheater, like how steep it is, how awesome it is. It's just such a cool setting for such a cool song.
Devil cracked the earth, the shelf, I told you was the one. But open to the room, I said you have to live before you die young.
Okay, so that's nice, because I think when he started out in this verse piece, or I think it's the verse, I'm not sure where we are, but the first time he sang in clean vocals, he was doing it alone, and now you have that double up of the vocals. So the guy on the keys, I think, is doing backing vocals, and it's just a nice contrast and dynamic. When a song is so busy, subtleties like that can really freshen things up and make it just feel like it's moving forward versus just kind of a blur of really intricate musical pieces. Okay, so I'm not great with time signatures, but what's really helping with this is the drummer's keeping, in this part, he's keeping his kick consistent, and then you can sort of figure out where the differentiator is. I think it's 3/4. It sounds like it's 3/4, but I'm just blown away by how well this is pieced together, because everyone's doing a completely stellar job of just reinforcing this pattern, if you will. And the bassist, talk about the bassist. I mean, I haven't mentioned him yet, but he's not doing anything too flashy or too showy, but for him to stick with the drummer and hit those little accents just when he needs to reinforce that kick, they're all good.
Rode into the dark winding ever home.
Okay, so again, he's shown another dynamic area of his vocals. So he was doing the screaming, he went into the clean, and now he's doing like a different kind of clean. So he's got this almost nasal quality to it, because his mouth is nice and closed, almost like he's singing through his teeth a little bit as well. And it's just a different effect. So it's showing this different characters of his vocal throughout the song. And because it's live, you get to pick up on a lot of those imperfections, as I mentioned earlier. So the wind coming out, sometimes their lips touching the mic. It's all really awesome, and it just feels really authentic. They are phenomenal. This is hours and hours and hours and hours of practicing and getting tight, making sure that they're just smashing and nailing each accent. It's really good. Nice break in the intensity. So you see what the guitarist is doing there. What's nice is they're using, it sounds like a clean effect, but it's definitely got a drive on it. So you can hear the clarity of the notes, a bit of that clang, but it definitely has a drive on it. So watch when he's picking there. He's actually picking, it looks like he's picking just on the top string. He's got his finger on one of the frets and he's sliding up, but it looks like he's picking two open strings underneath. So as he slides up that neck, those two open strings are the constants. So they stay the same, but that note at the top keeps shifting, and it creates this cool, like, disruption in that melody that he's playing, and it suits the vocals really well. It's very cool. I think it's the second from top string. I'm sorry I'm pausing so much. It's just too awesome. There, just, I'm going to go back again. There where he does that little run in his vocal, the keys do that kind of wobble. So instead of a hard shift between notes, it's got that kind of effect where it just wobbles between. And I just think that's really smart. It echoes the vocals really nicely. They're doing nice harmonies on that. It's just well thought out. It's really well thought out. These are musicians. Nice bass. Okay, hang on. Before we go into that, I just want to talk about the tone. That tone there that he got out of that lead piece is something you look for in studio for days and days and days and probably never find. It's awesome. It's beautiful. It's clear. It's got such a nice like tonal distortion to it. It's got the perfect amount of like reverb and like maybe a slight delay on it. It just sounds really beautiful. And the fact that he plays such a simple piece kind of helps you appreciate that even more. Really, really cool. Looks like they're going into like another part. I don't know what the structure is doing right now. I don't know what's a verse, what's a chorus. I don't care. I'm just enjoying it. Oh man, that double kick there. I'll go back so it leads in. That double kick there was just so refreshing because he was doing quite like a stagnant, sharp, you know, leaving a lot of gaps, and then he followed that up with a lot of speed. He's a technical machine. I'm really appreciative of what the singer's doing. I don't know the guy's name, so apologies for that. I will learn because we are doing more. But he not only is getting the vocal piece just spot on, but he's also, you know, he's playing guitar, and he's not just playing rhythm guitar. He's doing some lead work in between all those vocal pieces that he's singing. So it's difficult, man. It isn't easy. It's got a leather jacket. It's got nice hair. What can I say? I really like that with the keys, they've gone for that very intense organ sound. It just sounds really cool. It's such a contrast to the music, but it somehow works perfectly. I would love to know like these guys' musical background. I mean, in terms of education and stuff, I wonder, are they self-taught? Have they studied? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. There's no right and wrong, but they are very, very good at their instruments, and they're very good at piecing it all together. It's a well-built puzzle, this. Oh, hang on a second. Before we go anywhere there, like that piece in particular, it's just that's reminiscent of the Opeth that I first discovered. And it's not like I can now see deconstructing it going backwards. I can now imagine the evolution to where they got to, and I'm sure they had their reasons, but just looking at there are bits in this that remind me of what I first discovered of them, and I think that's really good. That was a really good vocal harmony. The drummer sounds like he's about to kick off again, so let's let him do just that. I'm sorry, this record for most pauses ever. 2 thumbs up for the haters. When you start playing double kick like that, and I'm an amateur drummer at best, but I've played with some great drummers, and when you start playing that double kick work, once you get into that rhythm and pattern of the speed, it's, I don't want to say easy, but it's easier to just continue it. But the way that he's breaking it up and being so consistent and confident and sharp in those hits, it's awesome. It's lining up perfectly with the guitar, and now it sounds like the vocal, the screams that are coming back in, the growls, are lining up with that as well. So it feels like everything's working together to support this or reinforce this idea of this short, sharp, accented pieces with gaps in the middle that you can actually then hear the keys ringing out for you. So not everything is trying to do the same thing, but the majority of the instruments are working together, and the keys are providing this nice canvas underneath. It's just cool.
To see our beloved sun in this barren world to
It's rare that you I never want to stop in a solo. I'm appreciating it too much. It's rare that you see a singer who is the lead guitarist, and I kind of mentioned that earlier, and that was just around the lead work. But him chucking 2 solos into the song, I mean, it's almost 11 minutes, but this is a spectacle. The theater setup, the visuals behind, the way that they positioned the band, the keys and drums at the top, him in the middle, guitar and bass on the side. This is an absolute spectacle. It's a show, and it's awesome.
source of the flow and everything would change. Will conviction fall in the shadow of the righteous? The phantoms melt your mind, but be calling you to go.
You can hear the bass really working well there to accent all the stuff that the drummer's doing. How he's staying with him, I have no idea. I'm not just talking about speed, but just the confidence to know that everything. And ironically, a lot of times when younger bands are trying to support each other in that way, particularly bass and drums, when it gets to a more technical section, you'll see the bassist turn around so you can watch the drummer, because the visual aid helps him with that muscle memory. These guys are so confident. It's all about the fans. Straightforward, push it out and just power on. Oops, I thought it was over there. Wow, just wow. That's exhausting. It's bittersweet in a way because, you know, going back and seeing what they were doing then, and being such a fan of that kind of thing, the musicality, the talent, the intensity, it's bittersweet because I know apparently they don't play that anymore. They don't play that kind of stuff. So it's almost like you discovered something awesome, and you're not going to get any more of it. I think I've kind of gone, far back, and I've gone more recent. I want to see something in the middle now, and you guys will guide me on that. So let me know what's something in the middle where the transition started to happen, or did it happen instantly? I just want to know more about them. And it's difficult when you're doing reactions because you want to research, you want to look things up, but you don't want to spoil the entertainment. You don't want to spoil the authenticity of the reaction you're doing. So that's where you guys really help. That's where I rely on you a lot. And thank you so much for being awesome and always letting me know, cluing me in, educating me, if you will. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one. I did. It was awesome. It was intense. It was unexpected, but it was a lot of fun. So I really appreciate that one, guys. Until the next one, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.